Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new, welcome. My name is Lena Monet and let's get started. So guys, this video is going to be different than what I usually film. This is not beauty, this is not fashion, and it's not really what I would call a lifestyle, but it is something I do have to live with, and this is called Syncope. So I'm gonna talk about Syncope because I find that on this platform of good old YouTube, I don't see people talking about it much on this platform, especially women and women of color, to be more specific. I did go on TikTok and saw a couple videos on there, but I wanted to talk about my experience. And I'm also making this video for, somebody you might know that has this, and you might be scared to ask them questions, or you might be scared, is this something I can inherit and stuff like that. So I thought I would get on here and share my personal experience and also share a little information for you guys. I do have my notebook here to help me out with some notes and to stay on topic. All right, let's get into it. So like I said, syncope, the primary definition of it is a temporary loss of consciousness caused by a fall in blood pressure. Also insufficient blood flow to the brain. Basically, hypertension is when your blood pressure is too high. Hypotension is when your blood pressure is too low. So I have had syncope, also known as vasovagal syncope, since I was in middle school. I'm now in my 30s and I still deal with it. When it first happened, obviously it's scary because again, you faint. But there are some pre-symptoms that you do have before you pass out. Also, just to let you know, it's also the heart isn't pumping enough blood, oxygen to the brain. That's another thing, that's how you just pass out. So there's also 4 classifications for syncope. I'm only gonna be talking about neurologic and cardiac because that's kind of what I've either been tested for or what I found out. These are things that can trigger the vasovagal. It is not inherited, so it's not like, oh, I got it from my mom. It's really, like I said, it's either those 4 classifications. It's just personal type of thing. So it's not something that's passed down. My mom didn't have it, my dad didn't have it. Nobody I know, nobody I personally know has syncope. First, I'm going to talk about neurologic. So when neurologic is basically like, they tested me for POTS. POTS symbolizes, P-O-T-S. It symbolizes, so POTS stands for postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. Tachycardia is when the heart is racing rapidly and there's no reason. Like I could be sitting here, I am sitting here, but like I'm sitting here right now and I'm just filming this video and my heart could be racing up to 122, 130 for no apparent reason, that I see, but that is tachycardia. There is a thing called bradycardia. That is when the heart is beating too slow. I guess that range is like 50 and below. That gets you in the range of bradycardia. So as I said prior, that there are some pre-symptoms that you have. My pre-symptoms are my heart rate slows down. I can physically feel my heartbeat pumping slower. I get extremely cold, hands and feet. I get extremely cold. I get sweaty. I get dizzy, sometimes a little nauseous. Those are the symptoms that I have. And it's not like it comes 1, okay, it's coming. 2, here comes another symptom. It's not like that. It all comes at once. And I know I need to either sit down or lay down. Recently, I had a really bad scare with it where I was on a plane and it happened to me back to back 6 times. So it kept coming back to back. And it was scary. Even though I was sitting down, it wasn't enough. My body literally needed to lay down. Unfortunately, I was in my seats, nobody walking by. Nobody really realized what was going on with me. I wasn't having a seizure or anything, but it worried me because when I got off the plane, I had slurred speech. I tried to call my cousin and I felt like I needed to talk slower. If I talk slower, then I can get my words out clearly. But even when I did that, I was still slurring my speech. I felt extremely exhausted, very tired. I needed to go to sleep. I needed to go to bed. I was extremely tired. And yeah, so yeah, but pre-symptoms, when those symptoms come on, if I don't sit down or lay down, I could pass out. But if I pass out, it lasts like a minute, like no more than 2 minutes, but literally I'll just be out, like I'll fall and get back up. But I've literally only fell on the floor, like connected to the floor, like 2 or 3 times in my whole life. So that's not bad. But if you guys check out TikTok, like there's a lot of people on there showing you them passing out. Like it happens way more often. And because of that, some people lose or cannot get their license to drive because they deemed, dangerous to society. But also, like I said, because of that incident that occurred to me on the plane, I just so happened to have a Zeo heart patch or monitor on me. So it was monitoring and my heart 24/7 until I had to turn it in to my doctor. So when I turned it in, they found out that I don't have tachycardia, but I do have a low, mild symptoms of bradycardia. So there's times where my heart beats a little slower than usual, which I do get a little tired, stuff like that. So yeah, taking care of that. But because if you have bradycardia to a point where it's, dangerous, then you have to get what's called a pacemaker. And I know that's a scary word, pacemaker, because usually we deem that for somebody who's older, an older person would need a pacemaker, not somebody young. But doing some research, because that word came up in my situation, I went and did some research about it. They're tiny now, they're small. They literally fit in the palm of your hand. I will post a picture right here so you can see what it looks like. But it gets implanted. Kids have them, young adults have them, older people have them. There is no age stigmatized to the pacemaker, not anymore. At least after doing my research. And also looking on YouTube. There are young women that I saw videos of who have my same condition of syncope, but they have to have a pacemaker in. So if their heart skips a beat, it basically jolts that heart right back up like There's also things that can trigger the syncope to occur. Again, like I said before, it's not something that is inherited. So something that can trigger it for some people that at least I saw like on TikTok and YouTube is dehydration, stress, extreme excitement, the sight of blood, getting blood drawn, maybe it's extreme pain, even tattoo. Even though some people are like, that's not like a lot of pain. Well, for some people it still will trigger, or going to the dentist. There are things like that that triggers that for you to pass out. And like I said, those symptoms come. Now, I know I have friends and family. The only person that's ever seen me have a syncope episode is my mother and my son. So I would say, again, if you have a friend or family member who has syncope, hopefully they trust you enough that they talk to you about it. But if it does occur around you, again, hopefully they tell you their experience and what to do for them when that happens. But it's nothing, fatal or dangerous or nothing like that. It's what they're trying to do is get the blood to get back up to their brain. So if you see somebody pass out, don't sit them back up immediately. That'll make them pass out again. It's just, yeah. So I know my cardiologist told me to clench my hands really, really, really tight like this, and also cross my legs and my ankles, like that, and then squeeze real tight to help force blood back up to my heart to pump to my brain as well. I also heard, lay on your back, put your legs up in the air, again, getting that blood back, because the blood is like pooling down to your legs, your calves. So that's also, what's that whole blood pressure thing. Again, this is just my experience. Some people I've read, they have like their heart pumps fast and not slow, but mine literally slows down. And I can feel it, and it feels so weird. But I've learned to live with it. Literally in a year, it happens 2 or 3 times. As soon as I feel as the pre-symptoms or the pre-syncope symptoms come about, I go sit my butt down. And if I feel like sitting down is not getting it, I will lay completely down until it passes. Do my clenching, put my legs up in the air, chill out for a bit. I have to eat something salty, you know, again, because it's dropping blood pressure, just to get my blood pressure up. Make sure I'm drinking my water, because dehydration is one of my triggers. But it's something I'm still learning about. Again, it only happens 2 or 3 times a year. The one time on the plane that occurred, it happened 6 times back to back to back to back, and that had never ever happened to me ever before. But it turns out when I did go to the hospital the following day, because I was too tired, I could not go that day, I found out I was dehydrated. So like I said before, that is one of my triggers. So try to stay hydrated as much as possible. So that's all I have for you guys. I just wanted to, like I said, come on here and just share this with you guys. For people who might be going through this, just know you're not alone. It is, you know, a real thing. It's not in your head, because at first, you know, like I said, it happened to me in middle school. It kind of was like, you know, are you serious? You know, are you faking? It's like, I'm not gonna fake passing out. But so the summertime, I really have to keep myself hydrated, because with dehydration, my heart will start pumping really fast. So it can go either way for me. But majority of the time, my heart slows down really slow. And then also, like I said, I wanted to share this. So if you know somebody and you have a family member or something, you can be able to support them. And it's something that they can't control. It just happens. If anything, they can try to, you know, make sure they're sitting down or laying down when it does occur, and just be there right there with them. Like I said, usually somebody's out for like a minute or so. But if it's like getting up there like longer, then it's time to call 911. But I know from my own personal experience, a minute or so, and I like literally I might hit the ground and get back up, like the 2 or 3 times it has happened to me. But yeah, guys, if you have any other questions and you would like to know some more information, hit me up in the comments, like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time. Asante sana, peace out.